If you Google the word impeachment right now, you'll get about 272 million search results. And we're not kidding about that. But let's face it, it's been a couple decades since many of us learned about government in school. So our next guest is here with a little Impeachment 101. That's a fun game.
It is a fun
so
game.
Fun.
Every few decades, we like to,
try it again.
Try to impeach somebody and see how it all turns out.
Yeah. So Ed Herman, if you didn't recognize him, is here with Brown and Crouppen. So Ed, what is impeachment and who can be impeached?
Well, a lot of people think only the president can be impeached. That's not true. You can impeach a vice president. It's never been done.
Okay.
You can impeach Supreme Court justices. You can impeach anybody in the cabinet. So a lot of people can be impeached. Oddly, you cannot impeach a senator or a member of the House of Representatives. There's a different process if you want to remove them from office.
And what about state level?
Well, no, these are federal. This is all constitutional, so this is all on a federal level. I'm sure states have a procedure for removal as well. But strangely enough, in the history of the United States, while we have impeached presidents, we've never actually removed them. And that's the part where most of the public gets confused. They think that being impeached means that you're losing your job or you're being removed, and it doesn't mean that at all.
So why do we have impeachment?
Basically, it was created because we only have an election every 4 years, and the founders felt like, well, what happens if one of these very powerful people really abuses their position? As you could. Imagine if you found out a Supreme Court justice was accepting bribes from the pharmaceutical industry to get a favorable ruling. You'd sit there and you'd say, whoa, we need a mechanism for removing this person. Same thing for a president or a vice president. So there had to be a process in there, but it's pretty complicated. I'll give it to you real quick.
Okay.
The House of Representatives is where it begins.
Yes.
They investigate, okay? That's sort of what's going on right now. If they decide that they want to impeach, they will organize what they call articles of impeachment, and they will vote on it. But that's sort of like a grand jury. A grand jury deciding, do we even want to indict a person or not indict a person? So even if they decide, yes, we're going to impeach this person, like Bill Clinton was impeached, or years ago Andrew Johnson was impeached, then it goes to the Senate. The Senate actually has their version of a trial, and it's up to them if they want to convict the person and remove them. They've never done that in our history. No president's ever been convicted or removed.
You mentioned with the Supreme Court justice, if they were taking bribery money basically from the pharmaceutical companies, what are some other offenses that are impeachable?
Well, obviously any kind of treason, what they call high crimes and misdemeanors, and what they're really looking for are true abuses of power. In the past, when we've had presidents impeached, it always had to do with obstruction of justice, that kind of thing. And, that's what you're looking for, is you're just looking for, serious abuses of power, misappropriation of funds, aiding foreign enemy governments. In the matter going on now, obviously with the Ukraine, where we're looking at whether or not, aid was being held back from a foreign government unless they agreed to dig up dirt on a political opponent. If that, I think most would agree that if that turns out to be true, that would certainly fall in the category of high crimes and offenses.
It'll be something interesting that I have a feeling a lot of people will talk about at Thanksgiving.
Honestly, it's mostly just good television, but nobody's being removed from anything because the Senate, you have to have a 2/3 vote in the Senate to convict and remove a president. It ain't happening. So I hate to tell you how the book ends.
You heard it here first. Ed, always good to see you.
That's how the book ends.
And if you would like to get in touch with Brown and Crouppen, you can call them anytime, 314-222-2222, or visit their website at getbc.com. And happy Thanksgiving to you.
To you as well, and everybody out there.
Well, thank you, Ed. And you may want to write this one down.
Yeah.
Ed, it may come as a shock to you, but I've never been impeached. I have, however, been impaired. You see what I did? Not a peach, but a pear. I've been impaired, but not impeached.
It's funny and true.
He may be impaired now.
Yeah, I think he is.
Yeah, he's been at the brewery.
Hey, when we come back.